This is the Unawarded Black Podcast with your host, Jay Watts. While you're watching the video, comment, like, and subscribe. So, first, before I show the videos, I'm going to let you know, first thing I'm going to show you is the video of the mom, racist mom. What she's doing is trying to stop her daughter from protesting with the Black Lives Matter. And if you're going to look right there, it says, matter is the minimum. That's what her sign says. And then I'm going to show you the video of what was going on that day and all of the other racist stuff that happened in Weatherford, Texas, which is in Parker County. So, once the video's through, I'll come with my commentary.
Oh, that's cool, man. I'm just documenting. Trump lives matter!
She's not going to stand in the road. Good. Bitch, you better get the fuck out of my way.
That's her mom. That is her mother. That's her mom.
When everyone is shouting, no one is really listening.
What did he do to you?
That's what happened in Weatherford before shouts turned to violence.
It got to a point where I wasn't sure we were going to be able to get everybody out of there safely.
Tony Crawford has petitioned and protested Parker County to remove a statue honoring Confederate soldiers from the courthouse lawn.
You can't tell me that an African American walks up to that and thinks, I'm going to get a fair and impartial treatment when you have a statue that says we were less than human.
Saturday, counter-protesters showed up by the hundreds, believing the statue would be harmed.
We don't want to touch that statue because anything that happens to that statue is going to be blamed on me.
Videos show a man running up to a protester and punching him, and another counter-protester brandishing a knife during an argument.
I got you!
I showed the videos to my wife, and she actually cried.
Parker County Judge Pat Dean says the protest got shut down after the violence, and there were 2 arrests.
If one bullet had went off, how many people would have died there? They literally had people up on the back of trucks measuring us for distance.
It was very disappointing, and it's not something that I have seen in the 30 years that I have been here.
Dean says there aren't plans to put the statue back on the county's agenda because it's owned by the Daughters of the Confederacy, who say they want it moved but can't afford it.
It's up to the Daughters of the Confederacy to get the funding if they want it moved. We're not going to spend 1 cent of taxpayer money to move something that does not belong to us.
The statue has stood for roughly 100 years in a county that's less than 2% black. Protesters are still waiting and shouting for change. In Weatherford, I'm William Joy.
So as an update, the judge said the Confederate statue will be moved after protest groups clashed in Weatherford. So I'm guessing they kind of going to get a little money together and help them out to get that statue out from in front of the courthouse, which it should be moved. I don't see the point of having a Confederate statue in front of a courthouse, a United States of America courthouse. Put it someplace else. Okay, so back to these videos. As you can see, this mother right here really was upset at her daughter for being out there with a sign in support of Black lives. This is the kind of racism that she's grown. This girl's grown up around this racism, man. And in her mind and in her beliefs, she's saying that this is not right. And it's good to see that the generation coming behind these racists are saying, no, I'm not going to be like my mother and my father. I have a mind of my own, and I know what you have done is wrong. But you know, just from looking at this whole incident as a whole, you can see that racists follow a racist, which Donald Trump has proved to be a racist. So, as you say, he said Trump lives matter. And what goes along with the stars and the red and blue stars and bars of the Confederacy? Well, a red Trump sign. So as you can see, this is how it is in America. This guy went up and actually punched this guy. You know, in America nowadays, and especially in Texas, if this guy would have had a gun and decided to shoot him, there would have been solely self-defense. You just came up and attacked somebody in a public place. In places like Texas, the council doctrine actually extends to your physical body no matter where you are. Okay? And at that point, when that guy ran up and punched him, he was in every legal right to do whatever he wanted to that guy. Personally, he should have cracked the skull right there. When he ran up there, he got a little brave and decided to punch him. But you saw what happened later when that guy all came over there. It's a bad situation, and that shouldn't have been like that. And what were the police doing in these protests? If you know it was such a racially charged protest as such, and Weatherford, why are the police not separating these two groups? Because it could have been even more of a tragedy if somebody would have pulled a gun out. I'm glad that guy didn't have a gun, because if you can see from here, they were probably completely outnumbered. I just don't understand why the Confederate flag itself isn't banned as an item that you can like freely carry around. I know we have freedom of speech, but at a certain point, it gotta really click in your mind that the Confederacy was a country that fought against the United States on the basis of slavery. Yeah, you can go with states' rights to keep slaves. That's right. But back to my original point, this mom doesn't like the fact that her daughter has a viewpoint that is contradictory to hers about race. And I hope this girl, when she needs to get away from her mom. Yeah, move next door. Move across the street. Yeah, get her a black man. That'll really make her mad. That has been my time for today. This is an Unawarded Black Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Peace.